Good afternoon. I'm Brad Talbot with your local news. Nature has struck throughout Illinois. 3 powerful storms knocked down buildings, uprooted trees, and injured at least 24 people in Springfield as residents took cover during back-to-back tornado warnings. The storm system, which got its start in Missouri, still packed a wallop when it reached the Chicago area early Monday, peeling roofs off apartment complexes in Bridgeview and collapsing construction projects in Antioch and Prospect Heights. The National Weather Service said there were as many as 110 tornado touchdowns over the weekend in Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, leaving 10 people dead and thousands of homes damaged. Springfield was spared loss of life, but saw the worst property damage in Illinois with about 1,000 homes, 2 major shopping areas, and hotels getting hit. And now to the latest in the George Ryan case. George Ryan won one election after another over 3 decades of Illinois politics, but never before has he faced a young voting bloc as small as he does now, nor one as crucial. Beginning today, a dozen ordinary Illinoisians who have listened to 5 months of testimony at Ryan's racketeering and fraud trial must decide whether the 72-year-old former governor will go into retirement free of the scandal that long has plagued him, or spend years in federal prison. Ryan, 72, and businessman Larry Warner, 67, are charged in a 22-count federal indictment with racketeering, mail fraud, and other offenses. And now for other news. The Argonne National Lab safety has been discredited. The Department of Energy said Tuesday that there had been such problems in the nuclear safety program at Argonne National Laboratory that it is truly fortuitous that no one has been seriously injured. The Energy Department cited problems with the lab's radiation protection program, quality assurance efforts, training and recording keeping, along with a lack of written procedures. The lab is about 25 miles southwest of Chicago. The information was contained in a preliminary notice of violation sent to the University of Chicago, which manages the lab for the department, and was based on reviews from 1999 to 2005. Although the violations are serious, they did not put the public at risk for radiation exposure. And for a story close to home, another girl was killed by stray gunfire in Chicago's Englewood neighborhood. For the second time in 2 weeks, stray gunfire has killed a girl in Chicago's Englewood neighborhood. 10-year-old Soretta White was shot to death Saturday while attending a birthday party. 1 or 2 cars were driving down the street while shots were fired from one of the vehicles and one of the bullets went through the window. The shooting took place just blocks from the home of a 14-year-old honor student, Starkisa Reed, who was killed March 3rd when a stray bullet went through the window of her family's house. 24-year-old Carila Weeks was charged with first-degree murder in the case. A Cook County judge on Saturday withheld bail for Weeks. That's all for the local news. Now on to Lindsay Chambers for the national news.
And first in national news, parents in Texas will be more involved in their teenagers' lives. Abortion rates declined significantly among Texas girls, although some got riskier abortions later in pregnancy, after the state enacted a parental notification law, researchers say. The findings might have a stronger influence on the abortion debate. Texas is the biggest of 35 states that requires minors to notify their parents or get their consent before obtaining an abortion, although a judge usually can grant a waiver. Researchers at Barish College at City University of New York studied the records of teen abortions and births. For the 2 years before the Texas law took effect on January 1st, 2000, and for 3 years afterward, abortion rates dropped for girls ages 15 through 18, and even through the 18-year-olds were not subject to the law. But the drop was more pronounced among the younger girls. Their rates decreased 11 to 20% more than the rates among 18-year-olds did. In Denver, eBay had to remove Columbine gunman's car from eBay. A 1982 BMW advertised as once belonging to one of the gunmen in Columbine High School's killings was pulled from an online auction. A spokesman from eBay said, Jersey City Police privacy reasons would not say whether San Jose, California-based eBay would not apply any sanctions to the prospective seller. Bidding on the black 320i, which has 144,000 miles, reached at least $1,825 before it was pulled Monday. The seller did not respond to an email request for an interview. Investigators returned the car to Klebold's family August 2, 2000, once it had no remaining value to investigators, said Jefferson County Sheriff's spokesman Jackie Kelly. A police report shows investigators seized Klebold's car after Klebold and Eric Harrison shot 12 students and a teacher before killing themselves, April 20th, 1999. Among the items inside the car were 2 20-pound propane tanks and 7 pipe bombs. In Birmingham, Alabama this week, 3 college students were arrested and charged in a string of church fires. 3 college students, including 2 aspiring actors known around campus as pranksters, were arrested Wednesday in a string of 9 church fires that spread fear across Alabama last month. Federal agents said the defendants claimed that the first few blazes were set as a joke and that the others were started to throw investigators off the track. Benjamin Nathan Mosley and Russell Lee DeBusk Jr., both 19-year-old students at Birmingham Southern College, appeared in federal court and were ordered held on church arson charges, pending a hearing Friday. Matthew Lee Cloyd, 20-year-old junior at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, also was arrested. The fire broke out at 5 Baptist churches in Bibb County, south of Birmingham, on February 3rd, and 4 Baptist churches in West Alabama on February 7th. The Federal Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives Agency had made the investigation its top priority, with scores of federal agents joining state and local officers. And now on to World News with Matt Weingart.
Thank you, Lindsay. Hello, I'm Matt Weingart, and here's a look at what's happening around the world. Vice President Dick Cheney said Tuesday that Iran will not be allowed to have a nuclear weapon and warned that the United States is keeping all options on the table in addressing the irresponsible conduct of the regime. Cheney said that the Iranian government continues to defy the world with its nuclear ambitions and that the issue may soon go before the UN Security Council. Also Tuesday, Russia appeared to close ranks with the United States over Tehran's nuclear program. At a joint State Department news conference with the Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said there was no compromise in sight with Iran. Russia has been negotiating with Iran and has proposed enriching fuel on Russian soil for Iran's energy needs. Now over to the UK, where Britain will pull about 800 troops out of Iraq by the end of May, cutting its contingent in the south of the country by nearly 10%. The pullout will leave Britain with about 7,000 troops in southern Iraq when completed. The reduction was made possible by a continual and considerable advance in the capabilities of Iraqi troops, but those troops were not yet ready to take over responsibility for security at the operational level, a move that could lead to further withdrawals of British forces. British troops make up the second largest force in Iraq, second only to the 130,000 strong U.S. contingent. And now we'll jump the channel to France, where a former teacher armed with a fake gun took 21 students and 2 teaching assistants hostage for several hours before surrendering, French National Police confirmed. The 33-year-old man, a former teacher at the vocational school of 1,500 students, burst into the classroom in Sable-sur-Sarthe around 2 p.m. on Thursday. It was discovered after the man surrendered that his weapon was, in fact, a fake gun made of plastic, according to Stephanie Bouillon, the departmental governor of Sarthe. Bouillon also said that the man was taking medication and was under the influence of alcohol. Earlier reports said 18 students and 2 teachers were being held. A secretary at the school said the man was a teacher there until 2 years ago. And now we'll go to the Middle East, where leaders of Lebanon's rival factions Monday focused on the biggest issues that divide the country: the fate of the pro-Syrian president and the UN call for the disarmament of the militant group Hezbollah. Politicians and business leaders have warned of instability and economic woes if the talks fail. Prime Minister Fouad Saniora told the As-Safir newspaper that any delay in a settlement would further damage the economy, reeling under a public debt of more than $35 billion racked up since the end of the 1975 through 1990 Civil War. Participants met for 4 hours in the morning and then for 3 more in the afternoon. Soldiers, armed police, and concrete barriers cordoned off the Parliament building Monday as the 14 faction leaders, Muslim and Christian, pro and anti-Syrian, arrived for the talks. The conference began on March 2nd, but adjourned 5 days later amid sharp differences on issues such as President Emil Lahoud and Hezbollah's weapons. That's all for world news, and now we'll send it over to Josh Feld with the weather.
Thank you, Matt, and on to our local weather. It is currently 45 degrees with an overcast and a wind chill of 35 degrees, and a wind southwest 29 miles per hour. Today's high is currently 51, and today's low is 26. This afternoon, cloudy with a 30% chance of light showers and breezy. Temperatures falling to the lower 50s. Southwest winds 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts to around 40 miles per hour. Tonight, we'll be expecting mostly cloudy with a 30% chance of light snow showers, colder but blustery. Lows in the upper 20s, west winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow, it should be partly cloudy. Highs in the lower 40s, west winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. And now for your 7-day forecast. Monday, we'll have a high of 54 and a low of 27. Tuesday, we should have a high of 51 and a low of 26. Wednesday, we'll be expecting partly cloudy and colder, high of 40 and low of 24. And Thursday, get out your rain jackets because it's going to be raining. We're going to have a high of 36 and a low of 21. Friday should warm up a little bit, high of 40, low of 18. And Saturday it's going to be nice and shiny as a high of 36 and a low of 23. Sunday we'll be currently expecting a 41 high and a low of 36. And on to our breaking weather with Pedro Sanchez out in the field.
Josh, this is Pedro. As you can see, it is windy right now. Not as windy as it used to be. Calm down a little bit, we're okay though. On Monday, a second line of storms ranked the region, with rain, hail, and fierce wind tearing up trees, homes from Kansas through Indiana. Weak storms left 4 people dead in Ridnick, a rural community about 30 miles north of Columbia, Missouri. The death toll also included a married couple killed when a twister hurtled their pickup truck beneath a propane tank about 80 miles south of St. Louis, Missouri. Illinois Governor Bob Blagojevich declared a disaster in 7 counties. Springfield, Illinois was hit hard twice in 24 hours. First by a tornado late Sunday and then by a strong wind early Monday that blew straight through the city. Windows in Illinois Capitol were blown out, and even the 5-story Illinois Emergency Management Agency lost parts of its roof. National Weather Service meteorologist Ed Shimon said the tornado that ripped through Springfield was part of a storm that swamped about 20 tornadoes on its 400-mile path and was the biggest to pass through central Illinois in a decade. And as you can see, Josh, we have kids out on the trampoline, and it's just a disaster out here. The tornadoes have created such a ruckus, and it's sad to see kids play on this type of area. That trampoline was at least 400 to 500 meters down that way. Use down that house, you see it over there. And that's all from Pedro for your weather. Back to you up in the tower.
Thank you, Pedro. We'll be back after this short message from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Arnold's Pizza Shop. Junior, come out here. Welcome to Arnold's Pizza Shop, home of the best pizza in the Midwest. If you like pepperoni in bullets, you've come to the right place. Oh look, here's some customers now. You idiots! That was for the commercial. I hope you left enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach. Anyways, call this number if you want to live. 555-5555.
I'm Jason Stark with Sports. Today, NFL owners approve a new 6-year collective bargaining agreement extension. Labor peace was restored to the NFL when the owners agreed to the players' union's proposal extending the collective bargaining agreement for 6 more years. There were no further details on the agreement or whether it includes expanded revenue sharing. The vote was 30-2 with Buffalo and Cincinnati, 2 low-revenue teams, voting against the extension. The agreement comes after a week of on-again, off-again negotiations, culminating in a 2-day owners' meeting. No agreement wouldn't have met a work stoppage, at least not for the next 2 years, but it would have sent teams scrambling to get under a $94.5 million salary cap. That would have put a number of veterans on the street, and it would have also limited the amount of money available for other free agents. Also, it would have led to an uncapped year in 2007. Now the cap is expected to go up by as much as $10 million with an extension of the collective bargaining agreement in place. Free agency, put off twice by protracted negotiations between the owners and players, now will start at 12:01 a.m. March 10th. Land sports. Last night, the Pistons earned their 13th straight home win over the Bulls. Chauncey Billups and the Detroit Pistons played through early struggles to finish perfect against the Chicago Bulls. Billups scored 27, Rasheed Wallace added 25, and Richard Hamilton scored 24 as the Pistons won their 13th straight home win with a 106-101 victory over the Chicago Bulls. Behind the efforts of All-Stars Billups, Wallace, and Hamilton, the Pistons completed a 4-game sweep of the season series with the Bulls, whom they have defeated in 14 of the last 16 meetings. Chicago had a chance to take the lead, but Wallace stole the ball from Gordon and sank 2 free throws with 15 seconds left. On the ensuing possession, Ben Wallace blocked Nocioni's potential tying three-pointer, and Rasheed Wallace drained 2 more foul shots to secure the win. For the Bulls, Ben Gordon scored 28 points, and Andres Nocioni added 23 for Chicago, which alternated wins and losses for the last 6 games. To the college scene, where March Madness begins today. Let's take a look at the brackets.
Look at the entire bracket, let's break down each individual region. Starting in the Atlanta region, look for an intriguing second-round matchup between West Virginia and Iowa, but look for eventual number 1 seed Duke to advance to Indianapolis. Now on to the Oakland bracket. Look for a young Kansas team to make a run to the Final Four. Now on to the Washington bracket. Look for a veteran Michigan State team to make a run over young UNC team, but come up short against UConn. In the Minneapolis bracket, look for Boston College to continue its hot streak, but fall to Ohio State. As we view Indianapolis, in the Final Four, look for Duke to beat a young Kansas team and UConn to beat Ohio State, with UConn eventually winning it all.
Good luck to all college basketball fans, and let the madness begin. From everyone here in the Ding Network, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Are we live? Or in 5, 4, 3.
Are we live? I'm going to try to go on.
I don't believe you.
Alright, I'm ready whenever. Wait, no I'm not. Okay, yeah. Alright, I'm ready. Hopefully. Let's hope I don't screw this up. The Pistons completed a 4-game sweep of the... Damn it! 4-game series. Alright, give me 2 seconds.
What'd you do?
Alright, I'm ready.
Maybe I'm amazed by you.
Tying three-pointer, and Rasheed Wallace drained... And boom goes the dynamite.
How do I look? Okay. Am I alright? We good here?
We gotta. Yeah,
You sure?
I'm positive.
You sure?
No.
Alright, are we good? Let me see how I look. Let me. Ow.
Arsonist.
The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Unique, New York. How now, brown cow?
The Human Torch
Was denied a bank loan. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
He's good to go.
According to
Gizm, gizm, gizm.
Stephanie Bouillon.
Booyah!
Booyah! Prime Minister Fod Saniora told them to shut the hell up.